You know, the hopeful elect, of which we believe we are according to faith, and the importance of being of that group called the elect, which are also known as the church of the firstborn in the scriptures. Firstborn meaning the first spirits created. And it would make sense the Heavenly Father would take the first spirits created to be the rulers of the nation, the aristocrat, if you will. If you know your words, the word aristocrat literally means best rule. The first spirits created are the best ones to rule. That's why Yahushua is the first of the first, and he's the best of the best to rule. You know, Yahushua will be ruling in the next kingdom, and right underneath him will be King David, you know?
All right, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and LG and Mr. Rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners that have came back to the obedience, all right, of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You know, and what I want to get into today, all right, dealing with the topic, all right, you know, the son of David, you know, David, thy father, you know, because one thing you have, you know, I guess Vocab is back on the scene. You know, I guess he had to go regroup, you know, try to go get some more, you know, try to come from some different angles. You know, he's back with his virgin birth madness, you know, and a replacement doctrine, all right, which is being destroyed, you know, as we speak. All right, never stood a chance. And at the end of the day, all right, Christianity, you know, has no weight, you know, in the scriptures. You know, Christianity has nothing to do with the scriptures. And as time goes by, you know, the spirit of Yahushua is on his men to get more and more, you know, into the scriptures, all right, be more sharp in the scriptures while Christians are fading away. You know, Christians are far removed from the scriptures. You know, they're more in tune with this society, with wandering after the beast. They're far removed, you know, from the scriptures. You see, so what I wanted to do, man, just show how, you know, when you read the scriptures, you have to understand the customs, all right, the ancient Hebrew customs, even just the customs of the East. It was much different, all right, than this way, all right, the way of the West. You see, because back in ancient customs, all right, the fathers, you know, great men would start legacies, all right, and they would set a standard, you know, for their lineage. You know, when you go to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they started a legacy, and they set a standard, all right, for all the 12 tribes. And amongst those 12 tribes, all right, there's particular men, you know, mainly out of Judah, who set standards, all right, for you know, all, you know, their seed, man. You see, the East was all about legacy. See, now it's all about YOLO, you know, what you can do, you know, in your one lifetime, you know. But in the East, it was about generations and generations of legacy, you know. So when you hear the term David thy father or son of David, you know, because Vocab made that weak ass argument, you know, well, you see, so did David have sex with Mary? You know, which is a dumbass, corny ass argument, man. You know, showing that they don't understand, you know, the customs of our people, but they shouldn't, because, you know, he's a damn Edomite anyway. He out of there, you know, but we're just going to show how that's common terminology amongst our people, you know, even though you're not, you know, you might didn't come directly from that man, all right, that man will still be referred to as, you know, your father, you know, like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they refer to as our fathers, because we all came from that lineage. We all came from their loins. Every Israelite, billions of Israelites, but we consider them our fathers because we came from their loins. Like you hear Jake that's heavy into this Pan-Africanism or spiritual, whatever they supposed to be. They talk about the ancestors, all right? No, we really is mainly, dealing with the fathers. All right, because our society is an Israelite culture. All right, it was based around the patriarchy. All right, the patriarchy was exalted amongst Israel. All right, it wasn't the matriarchy that we see exalted today amongst black culture. Like I said, well, it's all about what you do in one lifetime. The woman is worship. Your mother, your auntie, the baby mama. Every woman is worship. All right, and it's all about a matriarch. And no, it was the complete opposite in the ancient world. All right, our forefather, all right, was reverenced highly. Our righteous forefather was reverenced, highly. You see, and then you had women. They have a very important role, all right, within their role. But everything began, with the men. All right, so let's get Matthew 1:1. It says the book of the generation of Yahushua HaMashiach, the son of David and the son of Abraham. And see, if you read this, with a westernized way of thinking, with a Christian, with a Christian mindset, you really don't know what it's talking about. Because first, you have to apply reincarnation, So if he's the son of David and the son of Abraham, all right, through reincarnation, we know that Yahushua, all right, was Solomon and he was Isaac, But if you take out reincarnation, you really don't know what's going on. There's just something in Christian they just read through. And Christians don't deal with the lineages. Christians don't, they pick up at 1 and 21, and then they don't even understand it. All right. So they call him the son of David and the son of Abraham, but we're going to focus on the son of David. Now, Yahushua, all right, as Solomon, he was the son of David, and when he came back through that same lineage, all right, he was still of that line of David, and they will refer to him as the son of David, So let's get it. Verse 6. And Jesse begot David the king, and David the king begot Solomon. All right. So yeah, Solomon, he was the direct son of David, But I think it was 14 generations after, then Yahushua came, and that was to what? Fulfill a promise. See, there was a promise made to David. Let's get it. All right. There was a promise made to David, and Yahushua fulfills that. Now, spiritually, Yahushua is above David, Yahushua, went into that, when he said, if, David called me Lord, how then am I his son? Because he was just showing the spiritual rank, all right? Because Yahushua was the only begotten son of the Most High, He was brought forth, and then he created all the other spirits. You see? But when you deal with the lineage, all right, Yahushua came through David, Like I said, let's get that promise when you go to 2 Samuel, which I ain't gonna go too deep on this one, just kind of touch, on the customs of our forefathers. Now this is 2 Samuel 7, all right, and 12. It says, and when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, you see, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. He shall build an house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. All right. Now Solomon, all right, was established, but it was only for 40 years. Who would establish, all right, that kingdom forever? It was Yahushua. All right. He's the only one that can fulfill that and be that eternal king, all right, that came through the lineage of David to fulfill that. I say Solomon was a prelude of it, all right? But that spirit that was in Solomon, which was Yahushua, when he came back, all right, and that spirit came back as Yahushua, he came back as himself. Now he's in the position where he's going to fully fulfill that when he sits on the throne of David, all right, in the time to come. You see, and it's going to be eternal, everlasting kingdom, all right? And it says, in thy house, It says, "And thy house and thy kingdom shall be established forever before thee. Thy throne shall be established forever." Now, who's the only one that can fulfill that? All right, let's just get prophecies, that deal with the everlasting kingdom. All right, this is Daniel 7:13. It says, "I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him, and there was given him dominion and glory." All right, and then him is speaking of Yahushua. All right, so Yahushua is being brought back to the Father, and this is what's given to Yahushua. And there was given him dominion and glory, and a kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. You see? So Yahushua is promised an everlasting kingdom. All right, and let's get another one. So who will be the only king, all right, that will come through the lineage of David to be able to fulfill that promise made in 2 Samuel, the 7th chapter. All right, let's get another one in Daniel. All right, Daniel 2:44. It says, and in the days of these kings, all right, which we're in these days now, because these kings go back, all right, to these NATO and EU, all right, America, all right, this beast system that's ruling the earth today. All right, these are the days, all right, that this prophecy is speaking of. In this time, it says, "And in the days of these kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever." You see, it shall stand forever. So it's an eternal kingdom prophesied, all right, to come, all right, and who will be ruling in that kingdom? Let's get it. Now let's get it here. All right, Isaiah 9:6, and it says, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called the Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace." All right, speaking of Yahushua. All right, "Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David," all right, "and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment, with justice from henceforth even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform it." Yeah, so of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end. Fulfilling what? The promise made to David through the prophet Nathan, all right, concerning his son. All right, and that son would be Yahushua. You see? That's who will be the one that will fulfill it. Solomon, it was a prelude of it, but it wasn't the fulfillment of it. It wasn't the fulfillment of that promise. But see, there's only one person that will be able to fulfill that promise, and that's Yahushua. All right, and that's why when the Spirit was on, all right, you go to Luke, all right, and what does it say in Luke? All right, what did the angel say to Luke? Is the angel loft? Cause show you how everything lines up. When you deal with the prophecy, all right, when you deal with the true narrative of the scripture. This is Luke 1:31. It says, "And behold," I started 30. It says, "And the angel said unto her, Fear not, Mary, for thou hast found favor with the Most High. And behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb, and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Yahushua. He shall be great, and shall be called the Son of the Highest." All right, the Son of God. All right, "And the Lord power shall give unto him the throne of his father David." You see? His father David. Why? Because they will fulfill that promise in 2 Samuel. That's why it had to happen in that order, because the Most High is bound by his word. You see, there's plenty of ways he could have did it. Nothing is impossible, you know, but he did it according to his word. That proves that he is when he does these things exactly according to his word, man. You know, and they will just, let's get this again in 2 Samuel, and then we're going to go into how, it was common terminology. All right, because David was like a standard for the kings of Israel. The Most High, what did he say about David? A man after my own heart. All right, he was that standard amongst the kings in Israel. Now, when you go to go back to 2 Samuel, let's read that. It's 2 Samuel 7. All right. I'll start at 13. Said, he shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. And that house that's being built now, this spiritual house. All right. And this spiritual house gonna be forever, which makes up the governing body, the elect. 12,000 men from each tribe. You see, I will be his father, and he shall be my son. All right. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men and with the stripes of the children of men. And who, all right, was recorded in the scriptures, of being smitten by men, all right, before being put to death. All right, Yahweh Shai. That didn't happen to Solomon, man. So the Most High, he throws things in there, so those that have an ear to hear can catch. All right, eyes to see can see, man. And it says, but my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before thee. And thy house and thy kingdom shall be established forever before thee. Thy throne shall be established forever. All right. So how would that be fulfilled? Through Yahweh Shai, which comes through the lineage of David. All right. So when you just type in, all right, because all the kings of Judah came through their lineage, of David. Now, when you go, just get some random scripture. This is on 2 Kings 20:5. It says, turn again and tell Hezekiah, which was a king, all right, which was a king over the southern kingdom from the lineage of David. It says, turn again and tell Hezekiah, the captain of my people, thus said the Lord Yahweh Bashem Al-Shai, the power of David thy father. You see why? Because David had started a legacy of kings, all right, of righteous kings. Now you had a lot of wicked, kings of Judah, but there were some righteous kings, amongst Judah, and that was the standard, all right, that those kings was held to, was the standard of David. We're gonna get it, all right. It says, I have heard thy prayers and I have seen thy tears. Behold, I will heal thee. On the third day thou shalt go up unto the house of the Lord. All right. Let's get some more. Let me see. This might be, man. Probably what I put yesterday. Now, when you just read, all right, like 1 Kings 15:3, it says, and he walked in all the sins of his father, which he had done before him, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord his power, as the heart of David his father. Yeah, the mind, all right, that mindset that David had of being faithful to Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, there was a standard, you know, and everyone that came through that line was held to that standard. You see, verse 11, it says, and Asa, all right, there was a king, did that which was right in the sight of the eyes of the Lord, as did his father, as did David his father. You see? So going to a father, that's a high reverence. You know, you will come from their lineage, you know. But that showed that David just set a standard. I say Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they set a standard. You see, that's why they known as what? The fathers of promise. All right, because what? Abraham, he was willing, all right, to do what? Sacrifice Isaac. You know, that's why he known as faithful Abraham, and he received a promise, and that promise went to who? Isaac. All right, and Isaac blessed, all right, Jacob. You know, and what did Jacob do? He fought, you know, for that blessing, man. He fought that angel all night, man, for a blessing. You see? So our forefathers, they did what? They set standards, all right? And now they're the fathers of the promise. David, as a king, he set a standard, all right, for kings in Israel, you know? And that's why he's constantly reverenced when we talk about all these different kings, you see? And you read on. All right, this is 2 Kings 14:3. And let's see what it's talking about. All right, Jehoahaz. All right, it says in the second year of Joash, son of Joahaz, king of Israel, reigned, and Mosiah, the son of Joash, king of Judah. He was 25 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 29 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jehoiadan of Jerusalem. And he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, yet not like David his father. He did according to all the things that Joash his father did. So you see how David was mentioned as their fathers. They came through the lineage. All right, these are David's, you know, great grandchildren that are on the throne. But he's referring to David as their father. They're just the customs, all right, of the East. You see, that's customs of the East, and in the West, all right, with this westernized way of thinking, all right, mixed with this Christian doctrine, which is all over the place, you won't understand these things, man. You know. Even when Yahushua was on the scene, all right, showing you that what, man. All right, this is Luke 18 and I start 35. It says, and it came to pass that as he was come nigh unto Jericho, a certain blind man sat by the wayside begging, and hearing the multitude pass by, he asked what it meant. And they told him that Yahushua of Nazareth passed by. And he cried, saying, Yahushua, thou son of David, have mercy on me. And they which went before rebuked him that he should hold his peace. But he cried so much the more, thou son of David, have mercy upon me. You see? And he had faith. You know, because see, the prophecies of how the Messiah will come on the scene was known. There was common knowledge amongst our people. All right, like it's common knowledge for niggas to know how many rings Jordan got. You know, it was common knowledge. All right, about how the Messiah will come, what lineage he will come through. So you had this man, all right, wanted to be healed. You see, and what was he saying? Thou son of David, have mercy on me. You see? So when you hear son of David, All right, David, thy father. Of course, it's not literal in every term, man. All right, but for lineage wise, it is. You know, so I say Christians, they have no clue. You know, vocab. You know, he took that longer break just to come back with that weak ass argument. You know, he's out of here, man. At the end of the day, Yahushua is finna establish a throne of David in the earth. You know, when all these opinions get through flapping around, you know, they can't go. All right, and that short sleeve button up shirt, his ass out of here, man. You know, so that's the point. You know, I hope you brothers and you few sisters are edified till next time I say shalom.